Welcome to the insurance domain training for IT professionals. Here in this session we cover steps which are required for policy submission, leading to the issue of the policy or leading to the bind of the policy. These steps are simple and very intuitive. Let's start right away. So step 1 is basically selection of the product. So when we issue a policy, we start with selection of the product. Then there are pre-qualification questions. Provide policy info. Add risk objects. Select coverages. Now, addition of risk objects and selection of coverages are basically line of business or policy line specific inputs. Risk analysis, policy review, policy quotation, then we select the payment option, and then finally we bind and issue the policy. So let's understand this one by one. The steps which I have mentioned here are in full alignment with the policy submission in Guidewire, but for any other P&C solution or general insurance solution, the steps which lead to a policy bind or steps which lead to a policy issue essentially remain the same. So we start with selection of the product. First activity in policy submission is selection of the product. A product could be, say, a motor insurance product, and even within motor insurance product, let us say the insurance carrier have a specific product which is a small personal automobile product. Now let us say this small personal automobile product is an insurance product designed specifically for automobile owners who have automobiles which have cubic capacity, let us say less than 1200 cc for their engine. Then there will be qualification questions or pre-qualification questions. So this is the initial set of questions which typically decide whether the person or the organization which is purchasing this product or the policy is suitable for the same or not. Say for example, there could be qualification question like whether the automobiles for which you would like to purchase the policy is more than 1200 cc. If they say yes, then this is small automobile insurance product is not the one which can be sold to this name insured or to this account or to this company. Enter policy info. Next in the line is basically the entry of the policy info. So policy info details could be effective date, that is basically effective date could be the policy term, that is the effective date and the expiry date. It could be the details of the name insured, the type of the policy, nominee, etc. Then we add risk object to this policy. So for this case, the risk object could be an automobile, or a risk object could be the named drivers who may be driving one or more automobiles which are covered in this insurance policy. Then coverages are selected for these risk objects. So for an automobile, the coverage could be an automobile damage coverage. For the named drivers, a coverage could be a personal accident coverage, and there could be a third party liability coverage. As you may guess, that addition of risk objects and selection of coverages, these two steps are specific to the line of business. Other than that, product selection, pre-qualification questions, entering the policy info, and steps which follow after selection of the coverage remain the same essentially for any line of business. Then there is risk analysis. Can be done in an automated manner or it can be done in a manual manner depending upon the coverages, the limit of coverages which the policy is covering. Here we may check previous claims, we may check the driver history, etc. Then there is policy review. So we do the final review of the policy, and this happens before the quote generation. Then or the premium quotes are generated or premiums or cost for the policy is calculated. Finally, a payment option is selected. A payment option could be yearly payment, biannual payment, quarterly payment, etc. The next and the final step is the bind and issue the policy. So here the options which are available is basically bind only. We could do both bind and issue. So these are the common steps in the policy submission process which leads to a policy issuance transaction. And to repeat and to recap, the steps are select product, ask pre-qualification questions, enter policy info, add risk object, select coverages, do risk analysis, do a policy review, generate a quote, select a payment option, and bind and issue the policy. Thank you for joining me. This is your trainer Vijay Shekhar Shukla signing off for now.